Welcome back, I'm Shane Martin.
And I'm Gabby Gomez. And we're back from the weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed that football game, even though it wasn't exactly the outcome we quite wanted, but did you go?
No, I didn't go, but I watched it on TV, so I had enough fun. I was sitting at home hanging out with friends who watched it.
Yeah, no, I'm in marching band, so I had to sit through it, but it was fun, and the football games are what you make of it. So.
They are.
Yeah, but although it was not exciting here, it was quite the opposite of exciting down in Florida. I don't know if you guys probably have heard, but Hurricane Irma hit Florida over the weekend, and it was not a pretty sight. Have you seen some of the stuff?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of this. I've been paying attention to it all weekend. Hit the Keys as a Category 4 hurricane, caused massive devastation down there. Hit the mainland Florida, what was that, Sunday afternoon sometime?
Yeah, it's
Sunday
hitting
afternoon.
the west coast of Florida.
Yeah, it's screwing up there. All of Florida is inundated with wind, rain.
It actually dropped down to a Category 1 as of this morning, so that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a video of a reverse storm surge, so let's take a look at that.
People think I'm trash.
As you can see here, we have,
wrong.
there's not a lot of water in that bay there, and that's from a process called...
It's pronounced
People
sage.
think I'm trash.
And that's just when all the wind, is blowing from the shore out to sea, and if it's blowing hard enough and is sustained enough, then all the water gets blown out of the bay. And you can see there in that photo that there's no water left in that bay, and all it is just rocks, sand, and whatever other debris is on the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
And then the water gets to come back as storm surge with a vengeance.
Crazy stuff.
It is. As you can see, we got some people jumping down on the lake there, running around. We had a lot of people, a lot of videos I saw, just people, dogs walking around out there, hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah, so basically what Shane said is the winds get sustained enough and they push the water back, and that's why the bay ends up being all empty. And I think that was off of an island off the Bahamas, so pretty insane stuff going on. Yeah.
And as I was saying earlier, then when the water comes back, it doesn't come back slowly, it comes back with a vengeance, and it just doesn't go back just to normal level. It comes back a storm surge with a lot along the coast of Florida was about 10 to 15 feet of storm surge.
Yeah, that's what they're expecting.
That's pretty severe for down there. Consider that most of Florida is maybe 10 feet above sea level in elevation. So a lot of the coastal cities and Jacksonville, Naples, all the cities really along the coast had storm surge that they had to deal with.
Yeah, it's quite the opposite here though. I mean, we've gone quite a bit without some rain.
I think the last time we had a trace of rain at the end of the month in August, and then the only real measurable rain we had was, I think, the 18th maybe.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Almost 2/10 an inch.
But yeah.
So we're doing all right on rain. We're going to get a little drink of water this weekend, and I'm sure you'll have more on that when we come back to the weather.
I'll have more on our local weather and more on Hurricane Irma and where it's going to be going next in my weather forecast later. But that is all for right now. After the break, we'll be back with Shane interviewing our director, Cal.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back to Good Morning KU. I am sitting here with Media Crossroads producer Cal Butcher. And Cal, how did Good Morning KU get its start?
Today, I just counted up this morning, we're up to about 630 some shows. 5 years ago now, we started Good Morning KU, and it was just an opportunity to get students involved. So we have Good Morning KU. It started 5 days a week. Now it's only 3 days a week. But it's a chance for students to get to learn everything. As you can see here, we have students behind the camera, we have students on camera, we have atmospheric science students, we have sports students, and the whole idea is that you get reps and you get used to being on camera and you see how things work live.
Yeah, very interesting. And how has it changed throughout the years?
That's a very good question. When we started, we had never done this before, so I had a lot of volunteers. I had seniors, juniors, freshmen, sophomores, volunteers, people in classes. We had these big crews. And the shows, you know, they struggled a little bit at the beginning, but then everybody kind of got the hang of it. By the end of the semester, they're really good. And what happened the first year was people would stay on the show because they had never done it before. And so the next year I would have veterans who were good at being on camera and talking, and then the new people would get to just kind of learn slowly, and they'd come in and do a little bit behind the camera, and then they could take their time. The difference now is that because we have so many different shows, upperclassmen aren't on Good Morning KU so much anymore. They're doing their own shows or they're doing jobs. So this show is a good example. It's all new people today. So everybody's on camera for the first time, and it'll take a little bit of adjusting, but a couple weeks we'll be pros and it'll be great.
I can't wait to see what the future has in store for us. What do you think this semester is gonna, do you think we're gonna progress well and get the hang of it?
I think this is going to be a good semester just because the fall, everybody's here for the first time, all the freshmen, and everybody's back on campus. I think in the spring semester, you feel like it's just the end of a long year, but this kind of feels like the beginning of a new year. We'll get some more volunteers on this show and every show, so anybody out there, if you want to get involved with Crossroads, you just come on down and you can join one of our shows, and you can be on camera and you can be behind camera. But I think that, you know, with this crew that I see here, and they're all sitting back here smiling, they're nervous today, but they'll be good. I think it's going to be a good semester.
Well, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything else that you would like to add?
I do. Today, as you witnessed from our first, intro, 2 atmospheric science students. So we are expanding what we do. Every one of our shows that we have in both Media Crossroads and in KUHH and Dole has an atmospheric science student on to talk about the weather. And I believe you're on 2 of the shows.
I am. I'm on this one and KUJH in the afternoons on Monday and Wednesday.
That's good. So people who aren't from Kansas City don't really get that in Kansas City, the weather reporters are kind of like the celebrities. They're the famous ones that everybody knows. So we have students who want to be celebrities and, on-air talent getting to practice every day or every week. And I think that'll really help, especially since we have all this exciting weather going on right now.
Yes, it is a lot of help, especially when you have other stuff to talk about that's not just local, such as tornadoes and snowstorms, but you get to talk about hurricanes and droughts and earthquakes and all that other stuff that's not local that we get here in the Kansas City area.
So I have a question for you. Are we in Kansas City going to get any effects from these hurricanes that are coming through?
I think the only thing that we're going to get is maybe some cloud cover from it. That would be about it, and that would be later this week.
Good. Well, maybe some rain will come with it?
I don't think we're going to get any rain from the hurricane itself, but we have a chance later on this week, Friday to Saturday, I believe.
Good. Well, I'll be looking forward to it.
We do need a drink of water. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with more news after the break.
Good Morning KU update. In honor of those who died on September 11th, the Graduate Military Studies program is holding a candlelight ceremony at the Campanile this evening. Music and bells will begin playing at 7:30 and Chancellor Garrard will speak at 8 p.m.
Hurricane Irma has weakened, but continues to pound Florida with wind and rain. At least 5 people are dead and nearly 6 million people are without electricity. Winds reached 140 miles per hour overnight, but the Irma has now been downgraded to a tropical storm. The next set of fears comes from the storm and surge and flooding.
The United States military has begun to assist in the evacuations of St. Martin. The State Department announced that more than 1,200 U.S. citizens have been airlifted from the island, but that nearly 5,000 more remain behind. Hurricane Jose is currently on path to hit St. Martin, just days after Hurricane Irma left complete devastation.
If slowing down to paid turnpike pulls has been a problem for you, you're going to love this news. Vehicles with K-tags can now zip through the toll booths at 55 miles per hour and still be registered. The new high-speed lane is only available between Kansas City and Lawrence, but will eventually open statewide and will be bumped up to 75.
Author Gary Hershey will be speaking about the life of Helen Gurley Brown and 90 years of women's history and media on Wednesday night at the Dole Institute of Politics. Gurley Brown wrote the famous book, Sex and the Single Girl. Hershey herself was the first female contributing editor to Rolling Stone and has worked as a features writer, reporter, and columnist at the Washington Post, the New York Times Magazine, Vanity Fair, and GQ. The free program begins at 7:30 p.m. and will include a book sale and signing.
This was a rough weekend for the KU sports teams. The football team lost to Central Michigan, the volleyball team lost to Creighton, and the soccer team lost to Texas A&M. All three squads will be on the road this week.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. Stay tuned and Gabby will be back with the weather.
Some say e-cigarettes aren't dangerous,
but science shows nicotine can harm teens' developing brains.
no matter how they're exposed.
Let's do an experiment to find out.
Here's a teen who won't be using e-cigarettes.
Now we need one willing to risk their brain development.
Anyone care to volunteer your kid?
Anyone?
Your kids are not an experiment. Protect them from e-cigarettes.
Hi, I'm Gabby Gomez and welcome back. I have your weather forecast. Right now, this is a current graphic of Hurricane Irma's track. So right now, this is as of 1 a.m. The eye of the storm is right around Tallahassee area and it's going to move up to the northwest and then up towards Missouri and Illinois. This is the current graphic right now. As you can see, the eye is broken apart and it has died down. It's currently a Category 1, so that's really good in terms of the wind and the storm surges up up in the northern part of Florida. As for our area right now, we are at 67 currently, sunny, not really any wind going on, beautiful day. Usually we are around 81, so a little bit warmer than normal as compared to the averages around this time of year. As we go on throughout our day, we'll get up to about 81, 82 in the afternoon and then back down to 77 as we get into our evening hours. So again, warm. I'll probably change into shorts for marching band rehearsal because it will be a little bit hot without a breeze going on. Tonight will be about 56, chillier, getting more towards that fall weather, colder weather. Make sure you're wearing a jacket if you're going out tonight. Tomorrow, 84, once again, warmer than normal, but you know, it's great, beautiful weather. Enjoy it while you can before winter gets here. And Tuesday again 84, Wednesday 86, 88, 89 to Friday, and then on Saturday we're actually going to warm up to 90 and there will be a slight chance of thunderstorms Saturday evening into Sunday morning, so be on the lookout for that. That's all we have for today's newscast. I hope you guys enjoy and we will see you guys next Monday. Thanks.